Hey everybody, it's Matt from Junior Horror Movies, and welcome to another Top 10 Tuesday. Sorry for putting this out so late. I slept pretty late, and then I had to go right to work right afterwards, so I never had a chance to develop a list. Besides, we were doing space horror this week, and I've already technically did a space horror, so I decided while I was at work what I can ponder a list for, something different, and it came to me. I'm doing a Godzilla list. I'm doing my top 10 favorite Godzilla films that I own. There are some Godzilla films that are not out yet, and I wish they would put them out. So hopefully, maybe down the road, they will get official releases. That would be awesome. But without further ado, let's go on with the list. For number 10 of my favorite Godzilla films in my collection. I know everyone else is probably a little different, so I hope you enjoy it. Number 10 is Godzilla vs. Bioente. Yes, I remember when this first came out, I bought the first DVD because they didn't have the Blu-ray at the time. And I found out that I guess this version is out of print, I guess. I don't know if it's any different from the Blu-ray. If you guys will let me know, that would be awesome. But I kept the DVD for now because I knew this was the first version that was put out of this film. I really enjoyed it. I remember having this on VHS with the whole giant flower thing, and of course my VHS got ruined. So it goes from a giant rose-like creature to this gigantic like gator tentacled hentai monster, which is awesome. I really enjoyed how they did this, and of course it spawns the Godzilla versus Space Godzilla, which I thought was pretty cool. I love how they mentioned certain monsters that are involved. So I had to put this in my list at number 10. Number 9 is Godzilla vs. Gigan, also known as Godzilla on Monster Island. Oh, another great battle royale where you have Godzilla and Anguirus pretty much versus Gigan and King Ghidorah. Fun flavor thick. I remember watching this when I was little, loving it. I loved the way Gigan looked. The giant robot chicken with a buzzsaw in his belly. Another one's awesome. I'm glad this got an official Blu-ray release. It's single edition too, which is even great. But I had to put this in number 9 because it's one of my up there favorite brawler Godzilla flicks. Again, we got some more brawlers, and that is The Terror of Mechagodzilla. This is where they bring in Mechagodzilla again, and they brought in what's his name? Titanosaurus. And the Titanosaurus was kind of weird. He looked like a giant seahorse with a weird tail that could do wind. But other than that, this was great. I loved how they did. This Mechagodzilla was the second time around. Because I know the first one had King Caesar in it. But this one was, I think, the second version that we have. Mechagodzilla fighting Godzilla in his War of Destruction. The aliens come in, of course, they build another one, and of course, get aid of Titanosaurus. Hi, guy. So, yeah, this is my number 8. Number 7 is Godzilla 2000. I really enjoyed Godzilla 2000. I liked how the whole, like, it was an alien spacecraft that landed on top of the building, siphoning all the energy. Come to find out the spacecraft is a giant monster named, I think it was called Orga, and this thing just was a beast. I mean, this thing was huge. I enjoyed how the monster looked, the way Godzilla looked, how much, Godzilla is pretty much of a badass in this movie as well. Acting was superb. I had this on DVD, and of course, when I got the Blu-ray, I didn't care. I turned it into a combo pack. So you got the Blu-ray and I had the normal DVD there. So I had to throw that in line. And I kept the little coupon, the little code for it. But I enjoyed Godzilla 2000. Again, this has both the US and the Japanese. And the Japanese is just a little bit longer. So yeah. Number 6 is Godzilla vs. Destroya. Oh man. When Destroya comes around and freaking kills Godzilla, well, kills one of the Godzillas, I should say. it's like heart wrenching. Like, holy shit, he killed Godzilla. But there's another one. So this one comes along, and the way Baby Godzilla looks is a lot more meaner and more looks like Godzilla. I really enjoyed the story how Destroya had different versions of himself. Um, yeah, they call it Godzilla Junior on the back when it has all the little different icons. See, just a lot of your Godzilla movies will have these icons. Tells you what monsters are in which. But of course, Destroya, Godzilla, and Godzilla Junior, which they didn't call him anything different, but I didn't care. The battle scenes were insane. The way Godzilla starts turning into his lava form, insane as well. Like he goes almost like nuclear or super act, whatever you want to call it. Badass film. I love the storyline. All right, number 5 is Godzilla Final Wars. Uh, I love the throwback how they did to this with my movie coming up, which is Destroy All Monsters. It's another one where Godzilla is an all-out attack on all these alien monsters that these aliens have brought down. Now, if you look at the list, you have a ton of them here. They even did a throwback to the 1998 Godzilla film. They call him Zilla, and Godzilla goes up against him, and Zilla lasts like 2 seconds. It's hysterical. It's like Japan's like middle finger to us about why'd you make an American tragedy of Godzilla. As you can see, I don't like the 98 version. It's not good at all. But Godzilla Final Wars did a fantastic job. It did what it wanted to do. Put a bunch of monsters involved, and Godzilla just going around destroying them. It's less of a story, more of all-out battle brawl, which is fantastic. And of course, at number 4, I had to put the predecessor, which is Destroy All Monsters. This is where Godzilla goes against all of them as well. With this Blu-ray here, there's your list of all the different monsters involved. And he's got them. There's a lot of the older ones too, like the giant spider, which is I thought it was called Spigura, but I guess it's called Kumagana. Yeah, but there's all different versions of the monsters in here. And when he fights the giant spider, he whips him, sends him flying through the air. But they did a lot of the older ones too, like Baragon, Varan, Mandara, all those. I love this one. I heard this movie was going out of print. There is 2 different versions of this Blu-ray. The original Tokyo Shock has all the special features, and Toho didn't want those features put out, so they recalled the Blu-ray. So if you have this with some special features, you're good. You got a good one. But this one doesn't have it, but it is going for a good price, about $17 to $20. Highly recommend it, especially if you're a Godzilla fan. All right. Number 3 is the original Godzilla. Yes, I had to put... There's a couple better ones for me that I enjoy, but I love the original, also known as Gojira. This one has both the American and the Japanese versions on it. I love the case that they did. This hard box case. I couldn't get the Blu-ray because, I don't know, I love this version. But I might go for the Criterion when Barnes & Noble has their sale. And I'll hold on to this too because I just love the way this DVD setup looks. It's got everything to it. Can't go wrong. I think it was 1954. Yes, it is. And then, of course, Godzilla, the American version, came out in 1956, which I thought was pretty badass. So, yeah. All right, number 2. It's Godzilla vs. Megalon. I love this movie. Godzilla's teamed up with Jet Jaguar, and he's got to fight against Megalon, which is a giant cockroach, and of course Gigan's back, and the 2 team up. Corny movie. This is one of the ones I can watch over and over again, which I do. As you can see there, they are right there. Another badass kaiju battle royale film. It's funny as hell. Some funny moments. That's why I put it in my number 2. Now, my number 1, I actually had this double dipped. I had the DVD and the Blu-ray, but I have not combined them because I like the way the DVD looks as well. And that is Godzilla vs. Hedora, which is also known as Godzilla versus the Smog Monster. This was originally out of print, but when the Blu-ray hit, the price on this dropped. So I thought about, well, I definitely bought the Blu-ray, but I also thought maybe I should turn it into like a combo pack. But I also like just having this DVD single. But that's just me, because I just love the way Hedora looks. My favorite Godzilla monster is him. The Smog Monster is my favorite. I'm probably saying it wrong, but I don't care. It's a whole movie based on, sewage and pollution, and how pollution develops this monster. And of course, Godzilla's got to go out and fight this thing. Funny as hell with the weird 70s uh, music playing, and of course, like how the creature flies by and just kills everybody with its toxic stench. They all just drop and decompose. I had to throw this as my number one. It's my all-time favorite Godzilla film. Alright, guys. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this top 10. Again, sorry for putting it out a little late, but stuck with work. Let me know what your favorite Godzilla films are, especially if you're a big Godzilla fan. I love Godzilla. He's my favorite. I didn't do all of the others. I just want to specifically just be Godzilla. So like Rodan was not going to be in it. Mothra wasn't going to be in it. Yes, they are the same universe, but I want it strictly as Godzilla. There you go. Alright guys, thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Please like and subscribe. Thank you. Good night.